Podcast. Hello and welcome to Emma's podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to do something, I would say, personal. Something that I sat down, I woke up like it's about 2:25 in the morning on a Sunday. So by the time you're listening to this one, it will be Wednesday. And I wrote something because sometimes life teaches us that when we move forward and we make a choice, then decide to backpedal, the universe brings us back to square one. So I wrote something, and I'm waiting for the universe to give us a little bit more insight on this one. This is what I wrote. When we make decisions out of anger, in spite of resentment towards someone, karma reminds us when our intentions are not for the highest good of everyone, it will be a higher price to pay, putting us right back in a worse situation we have barely escaped with the help of someone. This time around, it is with a different person, with the same feeling of deja vu, but with the 2.0 version of those involved in these new life lessons. You might not have the ability to escape this one that easily, or it might be at a higher price. It might be fun for now, but where reality is going to settle and show the true colors, it might not be as pleasant anymore. Word of the wise, open your eyes and see the truth. Looking at the life that we have, looking at the choices we make, it is easy out of anger or spite or feeling rejected or feeling that we are not being seen anymore or that we cannot get our ways anymore or we're impatient or whatever motivation is. We have to be cautious. We have to be cautious that the motivation, the intention, we're going back to the word intentions, are displayed in a way that it doesn't or become detrimental. When we are acting the way we are under negative thoughts, anger, we activated ourselves to go down with our energies. We're going back down. And as I said, when you've been given a second chance, and second chance doesn't come often. Universe brings us in situation that if we are on the wrong path, and I've been traveling in there for a while, but have been giving a chance, a second chance to make it over. It becomes our choices to follow that and really take the leap of faith out of fears. Can I make those changes? Am I ready to make those changes? Am I hearing correctly the person I am with to make those changes? Am I taking the opportunity of a lifetime? Then if somebody offer me a job that's going to bring me everything then I need, am I going to take it? Or if I'm meeting somebody who really going to impact my life in a positive way, it could be a teacher, it could be a lover, it could be a friend. Am I going to take that opportunity? Do I feel strong enough and mature enough to make the move? Am I feeling that, okay, it's not the way it used to be, but am I open to those changes? It might be extremely scary, for sure. It does happen, and that reminds me when I was younger, when I finally escaped that hellhole where I was, because for me it was a hellhole where I grew up. It was something that was horrible, because I knew my journey had begun at a very young age. I knew I did not belong. I knew it was one of the most horrifying things that somebody, and that happens around the world, I'm not the only one, to have to face the reality that you don't belong where you are. You don't belong at all. Your destiny is somewhere else. You have to dig yourself out of the hole. And as painful that the year went and by, that little spirit of warrior within us will fight. Will fight in beliefs and keep those beliefs so strong into the freedom, into a life of wonders. But that little spirit will continue to grow. The fire within continue to grow until we found that little opportunity hidden in that huge wall in front of us. That little opportunity that comes in the form of a door. Then the door open and you have a choice. Is your choice is to stay where you are because you're so used to it, of the misery, of the chaos, or maybe it's debacle, maybe it's lust, maybe it's whatever it is, toxicity, and that door of opportunity opens. And you look at it, and you think about it, and you look beyond that door, and you see another world, a beautiful world. It's exhilarating. It's wonderful. It's something you always wanted. It's something that's going to bring you peace. It's something that's going to elevate you to the next level. But you're still worried. You're still scared. Because your ego now, who's here to protect you, is on high alert. Something is about to change for the better. Should I stay or should I go? Should I take that opportunity of a lifetime and really improve my life? Well, that little girl here took her chance. And I told the story that was in the form of the Club Med, actually. But it took years. Years of pain. Years of struggles. And when the opportunity came in, it was like, yes. It was a happy time. But it was freaking scary. Then this is where panic comes in. Pull you back in, straight back in. Because you don't want to go. Because it is the unknown. It is somewhere you're not used to. Maybe it's not a life of debauch, where easy sex, drug, and rock and roll. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's a life of lies. And everything you have known and has done and have done for years becomes obsolete. And you have an identity crisis. Who am I? Am I that person who spent his or her time smoking, drinking, pretending to be something they're not, making themselves grandiose, living a lie and a different life? Am I ready to leave it all behind? Am I going to remove the addiction I have of anyone, anything behind? Then you get that opportunity, that hand that comes, and you grab that hand. So first you look at it. You're not going to grab it right away. Oh, good Lord, no. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Because that's scary. But you are. You finally take that leap of faith. You're learning. You're again a kid. You're a toddler. You're learning to walk again. But this time, it's a different walk. You're standing straighter. You're looking at the world in a different way. You're moving and changing for the better and doing it on your own. Not with somebody telling you to change at all. But again, your past will come back and forth. Like we always said, an addict will always be an addict. Then you're using it or not, you are an addict. You still have a taste in your mouth. You still have a feeling coming once in a while. But you're starting to win it down. Moving on and doing other things that are so encouraging, so wonderful. But life takes a toll because we're always being challenged. No matter what, we're always being challenged. So when you take that leap of faith to change your life for the better, to take that opportunity, that second chance, that will not happen again. The universe never bring you 2 or 3 or 4. It bring you the golden ticket to change. It bring you that opportunity of a lifetime to change. And I know a lot of people are afraid and don't do it. I know that. But when you start to walk that walk and feel the sense of freedom, because there is a sense of freedom at the end of the day. Yes, there is. Then you move forward. And yes, you're going to stumble. You go messy. I was speaking with my friend, I think that was Andrea Mantel, actually. We talked about it, on Monday's podcast, actually. So if you're listening, if you have not heard about Andrea Mandel, the conversation I had with her, you should. And at one point in time, we were talking, and we talked about, as when you start life, when you're fresh out of college, when you go into the workforce, and it applies again for the golden ticket here. Anything you do, you're going to go messy because you're not an expert. We always said you start as an apprentice, you move as a journeyman, then you become a master. So you go through the phase of the toddler, the young kid / teenagers, and the adulthood. That's what it's all about. And it is the same when you take that leap of faith. You're going to stumble. You're going to fall for a minute. You're going to get up. We're going to get going. You're going to go messy. You don't have the book to tell you how this works. When you think about it, you really go deep in your own self. And you start to change. And you start to accept the fact that, whoa, I'm going to go messy. It doesn't matter. It's never going to be perfection. It will be perfect in its own way. But I'm going to learn. And so you do. And so you move on. Then you refuse those changes after a while because you still think your way is the best way. Instead than applying all of those changes and make it for you to really take that beautiful turn for the better, then you coming backwards. You started to move backwards a little bit, one step at a time. Not to go back to the past life of lost. No. Just because you don't want or you're not quite ready to completely embrace where you are. So you're going to fight it. You're going to fight it very hard. To the point that you're going to damage everything you've got. All of the opportunity you've got, you're going to destroy them. Because that's what you're going to do. Because to you, it's a way of controlling. But you're realizing at that time that you want to stay on the top of the world. Even though you took that leap of faith, that golden ticket, you are not mature enough to let it go. To let go of the past, Let go of the control and embrace where you are. The maturity is not quite there yet. So one day, things are going to change. That golden ticket is going to slowly fade away. It's going to slowly disappear. And what you have in your hands, when you look at it, when you open the palm of your hands and look at that, there will be nothing left. And this is where life starts to take a turn. This is where you realize that you have burned everything else. And where you were is disappearing. The world, you created it, started to disappear, fading away. This is when you start to panic, start to try to get control over it again. But when things are not going your way, then this is where you're going to strike. This is where anger is going to take over. Anger because you're realizing deep inside of you, it's not working anymore. The golden path has disappeared. Now you're back into the unknown. Now, karma is waiting. Now the universe is waiting patiently. And what happened next? Instead of taking full accountability of your actions, you're going to deflect that to somebody else. Life teaches us every action has a reaction. It's like a pendulum. Swings left, come back to the right, every single time. But we have to do one thing here. Accountability. If you make a mistake, claim it. I made that mistake. I'm responsible for it. I'm learning from it. But if you put yourself into the victimhood, that it's everybody, not me, then karma is going to come. Because that golden ticket came with a high price as well. And the price is, we gave you a chance of a lifetime to move forward into a better life. You have chosen to break all of the rules, the universe's rules, one by one by one. Then karma is going to take you right back to that first place where the wall was. This time, the golden door is closed for good, has been replaced by a piece of the wall. So, you're going to see a shiny object on the corner of your eyes. You're going to turn and you're going to go and see that shiny object. It's a fancy door, or should I say, it looked like one. Except that door is not a beautiful golden one. It has some nice lights around just to distract you. Because that door is a door that's going to bring you back to your own hell. But this time around, when that door opens, karma has a surprise for you. Karma is going to bring you back where you were first before you stepped into the golden path, into the golden door. But this time around, for you, it's going to be a little bit different. That dance It's going to be a dance of hell. Whoever is in the other side of the door is a 2.0 version to where you first escape. So this means that right now, the life of lust, the life of excess, whatever they are going to be a déjà vu, something that is familiar to you, something that's going to bring you back to your past in the 2.0 version. You're going to be distracted. You're going to be seduced. You're going to love it. It's going to be a new way. Then you know that way. But you still cannot put your finger on it. Because karma's never going to unveil everything right away. This is the dance. This is the dance with the snake. But that snake is not going to help you. That snake's going to distract you. And when you're going to be completely distracted, this is where the other shoe's going to drop. As you're in your honeymoon phase, spiraling down and down, turning very slowly down, you're going to hit the bottom. And the veil, slowly but surely, is going to fall. When you're finally going to see the truth, you're going to realize, to your horror, then you're trapped with a 2.0 version of your first escape. It's going to be hell. It's going to be challenging. But you're going to have to find a way to escape this. But at what price? At what cost? Life gave us opportunity. The universe, and I was saying that to Andrea, so the universe is love. However, karma is there to remind us. Breaking your words, breaking the rules, there is always a high price to pay. There is always, you pay a high price no matter what. And if you think you're scot-free right here, right now, no. Something I want to share, and I did share it in the past, which I'm just fine to share it now as well. Daddy dearest. And that's in a sarcasm way, by the way. He was an extreme narcissist, and a violent one too. On a spectrum of narcissism, he was on the top of the freaking wave. After we lost the house and he left with his little bimbo, quote unquote, he used her as a supply, but that didn't last long because she kicked his ass out of the door too. I said this to Mommy Dearest and the rest of the tribe. I said, he's going to die alone. He's going to die all alone. This is what's going to happen with him. We all die alone, but he was by himself till the end of his years. Because when he made the decision he did and the path he took, karma came. At the beginning, when you lose your house, you lose everything, you're a kid. And you're like, oh my God, my world is being put upside down. And you see him, riding in the sunset, and you said, oh, the MF is getting away with murder. And you're left behind, picking up the pieces. And you ask yourself, it's like, what the hell, universe? Seriously, I'm going to use the word hell and universe in the same sentence. Like, what is wrong with you people upstairs? Well, karma in those days came slowly, but you need to realize, even you think I got away with murder with some crap I've done, how I mistreated people, how I did this, how I scammed people and impacted others, Yeah, karma make you always pay. You don't go scot-free. That's not true. Karma make you pay before you check out. When karma comes and brings you right back to a situation you were for so many years, and not a pleasant one, but this one's going to give you a 2.0 version, because that's what happens. They don't give you a pass and say, oh, cool, Emma, you've been so nasty to people. We're just going to give you another golden ticket and we're going to make you win at the lottery and life is going to be beautiful. No, 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 no. They bring you back where you were before you took the decision. They open that door of temptation, whatever it is, and you went in because you saw the shiny object. But the lesson on this one's going to be worse. One thing that I realized when I was working for a company, and a big company, not naming names because I don't like to advertise for those people. Nothing wrong about that, but if you don't give me some of your product, I will pay for it. I am not advertising for that. However, human behavior. Every time people senses they were going to have a layoff or there were rumors of layoff, well, what do you think people would do? Some will stay and just like, well, I don't know if it's true or not, and I don't know if it's my turn, so I'm going to stick around and just be there, which is like, yeah, I will do exactly that. I say, when my time is due, kick my ass out, we'll be just fine. But you get the people who, like what I shared today, would jump the boat in a total panic and go somewhere else thinking they escaped something. Okay? Reality is, half of the time, if it's not 95% of the time, it's not going to end up well for them. Meaning they're going to find a job. They're going to find another job. They apply for the job. But it's not going to be as a good experience as they had before they left. I have seen people as well who are not pleased. And this one was an interesting one, actually. Somebody who felt that he deserved better, more money, very, arrogant and a little narcissist on the side too. So he decided to go to the competitor because he wanted a title, he wanted more money. They did offer him that, actually. But here's the little caveat on that. Came a price. And it happened that he maybe spent, 6-7 months over there and tried to come back to his previous company. Because he realized very quickly then it wasn't as fun as it seemed to be. Even though he has a new title, more money. So what happened when he tried to apply over and over and over to the old company? She was the director at that time, was over there, said no. Over and over and over and over. No, you're not coming back. No, we don't want you. It took 2 to 3 people 8 months later to have him back. And even that person agreed. He was still being segregated by that person because she's like, I am not going to be talking to that guy, even though she was convinced by others to bring him back. Did he stay in that group? No. Here, 2 years later, he found a way to go somewhere else within the company. But it shows you something when I'm talking about this. It's not only personal or not. It shows you that every decision we make, there is a price. Do good, goods come back to you. Do bad, bads come back to you tenfold. But a lot of people don't realize that because karma appears in a different form. Other example, same company. It was just a hellhole at the time. I'm like, good Lord. Individuals were actually not that very nice, and they were spending their time to be nasty to an entire team. And when I said nasty, you would walk into the entire floor and you could felt the energy, the negativity. You could felt it was palpable. You could feel that negative energy because this is how they run their department, which is the worst thing ever. But those individuals did not realize that the more they were doing this, the more in their personal lives things were unfolding as well. You need to realize when things happen around you, there is a reason. Sometimes you're being put in a way of somebody else's to be their golden ticket for a change. Sometimes you'll be putting in a way to be to learn a life lessons of some kind. Sometimes you're putting in a way that the universe bring you things that will bring you some closure in your life, few things that will open your eyes and say, wow, I did this in the past and I'm realizing this. But the other individual is the one who has the most to gain. This is the life. This is the game of life. We all have our own free will. We can do whatever we want. Absolutely. However, we are in a game of life. We are in a university of life, like I normally call that, and I will continue to call it like that. So remember, every action has a reaction. Think before you act. And I know we can be angry at someone. So we're going to go and we're going to do something just to try to punish that people, just to try to do something in spite of them. We do more harm to our own self than we'll do to that person, actually. Because karma is going to look at who started it. Did you start it, or did she or he started it? Who had the knife in that situation? Who struck first? And guess what? Karma always here. Karma always watch. So for the people who are being given a chance of a lifetime and they don't know what to do because they're going to close the door, afraid, take that leap of faith. But you're going to have to do some work. I was given a chance of a lifetime many years ago. I took that leap of faith because I knew it was my only chance to get out of the hell I was in. Was it easy? Oh, freak, no, I would be a liar and say, oh, sure, I went and I'm like, yay. Oh, no, it was a different world. It was totally life changes. It was, okay, Ma, you took that opportunity. Now we're going to speed you up and make you learn more things faster because you got more steps to do afterwards. But I had faith. I pushed beyond my limit. But I knew that the universe had my back. Because I made sure that even though I have made decisions in the past out of anger and spite, I did. And karma kicked my butt on some of them. And karma said, okay, good, sister, you this is what we needed to do. You needed to put that anger all together and continue to move forward. I utilized those energy to move forward. And I let the universe many times. I told the universe, when things were done wrong to me, I learn. Karma will deal with it. I don't have to be there to see it, but karma is going to be there to pick up the cuenta. Oh yeah, pick up the check. Hey, come on. Here's your check. Time to pay. And you cannot say no. There is no way you can say no. So think about actions and past action you have done. Maybe you were angry at the team. Maybe you did things that you should have not done, and you did. And you realize very quickly that those were the biggest mistake ever. And you pay, because karma make you pay. Not, if it's happening at work, they can make you pay at home. They can make you have some few things happening, then it's like you don't realize. It's the cause and effects. It's always there. So when you burn that golden ticket, that opportunity, in spite of anger, in spite of frustration, the door you enter next, it's not going to be a pretty one, but you're going to have to learn very quickly that deja vu, that sense of familiarity, that brings you right back to square one. Right back on the front of the door that was there, that hand that came through that door, then you grab. It's not there anymore. Now you're going to have to do the work on your own to get out of it. Life changed very quickly. But when you've been given that opportunity, remind yourself, I'm going to go messy. I'm going to change. If you're not ready to change, then take your time. Take one step at a time. Nobody asks you to run a sprint. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. It's like your business. It is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Take your time. Don't feel, when you go through the process of changes, then it's for a business or it's personal, either way. Don't feel that you have to have it done in 15 minutes, because this is the most unrealistic thing you will do to yourself. This is how you shoot yourself in the foot. Like I said, you shoot yourself in the foot. Don't do it. Take your time. There is no limitation on anything, everything. So, live the life of 1,000. Be in a place of love and wonders, and learn from your mistake. And if you go back, then if we go back, then it is time for you to look at what you need to do next. You might reach again that golden ticket, but it's going to be a very steep hill for you to climb. Or you can stay where you are and continue to spiral down, around and around. So, yes, we can be in a place of wonders, but not the great wonders that we always wanted. We have the possibility to change. We have the possibility to amend what we have just done. It is up to us, actually, to do that. But karma will come and collect. Karma will bring us back, because it seems like the life lessons that you should have learned has not been learned, and it's time to go back in and see what you're gonna do. And again, it's not the universe, because people say, oh yeah, God punished. No. It's your actions. It's not the universe. The universe doesn't punish. We are our worst own enemy. Remember that. We are our worst own enemy. So, make the right decision. And like the last sentence, word of the wise, open your eyes and see the truth. Because that's what's gonna save you. And the earlier you open your eyes, the better it is. Because when the wake-up calls come and you realize where you are, then you put yourself back in danger. This is going to be a hard one to swallow. So, this was our podcast for today. I have no idea what we're going to be talking on our next podcast because, hey, who knows? Hopefully it's something a little bit lighter, but this one needed to be said and told. As I'm looking outside, and it's 3:05 right now in the morning. It's a very peaceful morning here, and sometimes I feel like it's quite interesting actually. Like the crooner, the person who's writing the music and the song, and you just need that beautiful night to be able to connect with the universe, to be able to share something and create something that will resonate with a lot of people. We all have a story to share. We all have life lessons that we have to learn. But that golden ticket, that chance of a lifetime to change your life for the better, only happens once. Only happens once. The universe doesn't give you 275 of those, especially when you have burned every single thing along the way that will help you to make your life better. Think about it and apply this not only at your personal level, but at the business level. It applies professional and personal. So all my love, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now. Emma's Universe Podcast.